Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a series of 2 videos where I take once again Lil Donnie up into the mountains for a 2-day road trip, traversing Romania's 2 highest roads, the Transfagarasan that was made famous by Top Gear, and also a not so well known road, the Transalpina, which is actually just a little bit higher. And I am not going alone on this trip. I am actually going with my work colleagues. It's a team building exercise. Probably a lot of business beer is going to be involved this evening, but we are all riding, apart from me, 125cc scooters. So we are going to have in the group a ZX 125, an ADX 125, and a Cruise Sim 125. At least that's the plan. And also me on my Symphony ST 200, which has 12 horsepower, just like a regular 125. But that was the quick intro, so let's get to the office and meet up with everybody. I am running just a tad bit late, should have been there 10 minutes ago, but kickstand's up at 8 o'clock, so we still have 90 minutes until kickstand's up. And yeah, let's group up with everybody and let's hit the road. And it's kickstand's up for the what hopefully becomes the annual SYM road trip with my co-workers. We've got the route set up. It's about 803 kilometers now on the GPS, and we're hitting the road. We're gonna go fuel up first, and then it's out of the city, hitting the road, cruising with 125 scooters. It's gonna be a very fun time climbing 2 of Romania's highest roads. We're gonna hit over 2,000 meters altitude twice. So it's gonna be quite interesting seeing little 125s climb up 2,000 meters of altitude, then go down, then climb up again, then go down. I've actually managed to convince everyone, because we do have bigger engine scooters and everything, but I've actually managed to convince anyone because I really wanted to take Donnie on a bit of a trip this year. And I propped up the idea, why don't we all ride 125s? There's some new legislation here in Romania allowing car drivers to ride 125cc scooters. That's gonna come in, and it's actually quite a good publicity stunt. It's a good occasion to get a couple of pictures on the big roads of Romania. And yeah, somehow I've convinced everybody to be just as dumb as me. Instead of taking big 500, 600, 700cc motorcycles and scooters for this trip, yeah, let's all ride 125cc's. So we basically, everybody has 12 horsepower apart from the Cruise Sim that has 15 horsepower but is also quite a lot heavier. Yeah, let's do the math. We've got 12 and 12 and 12, that's 36 with 15. 4 people with just 50 brake horsepower. Yeah, we'll see up in the mountains, but I think compared to everyone, the extra torque of the 200 is gonna show its face. Although we are pretty heavily packed, but we'll see. So like I said, we got the Cruise Sim, we got the ADX, and we got the ZX. All of them 125cc's, and all of them gonna do the entire 800 kilometer trip. We're probably gonna meet a lot of motorcyclists on the way and up the mountains. They're probably gonna be shocked to see 4 little 12 horsepower scooters going up the highest roads of Romania. And that's it. We got the route set on the GPS. Again, I am using iGo navigation in case everybody is wondering. I got everybody behind me. And we are exiting Bucharest. We have, let's see, 788 kilometers to go out of the city. We are not going to be doing any highways. We're just gonna do back roads because that's what's fun with little 125s. But for the first part of the trip, it's gonna be pretty boring in the plains, but after about 100 and a bit kilometers, we are going to get up into the mountains. And that's where it's gonna get just a little bit interesting. We'll see how all these little 125s climb up the mountain. It's an interesting trip I've managed to put together. I don't know how anybody accepted this, and considering the company is paying for it, I'm not paying for it. So we're going on company money, and yet everybody agreed to hit the road with 125s. I guess they probably saw too many of my adventures and said like, yeah, okay, let's trust this knucklehead and see what happens. But it's gonna be fun. There's something to be said about going on the road on two wheels. Your machine is all packed up with all of your gear, all of your clothes, everything, and you're going into the unknown, leaving civilization behind you, going on an adventure. And as we approach the mountains and enter our first little forest, you can feel the cool embrace of the high peaks, even on this very warm July day. It's currently almost 30 degrees, but as soon as we get up into the mountains, it's gonna get a lot cooler. And check out this bit of road through the forest. The canopy of the trees going over the road is just like you're in a tunnel. The asphalt is not the smoothest, but it's getting the job done, let's say. We're not gonna push it because my colleagues have to get used to their machines. They don't have the seat time on their machines as I do with Donnie. And also I can't actually push it that hard because my rear tire is pretty much bald. I'm still trying to get another 1,500 kilometers out of it, and then I can say I have 30,000 kilometers on my rear tire. And I probably might as well change the front, even though it still has a lot of meat on it. But it kind of has severe wheel wobble. I don't think the front wheel, as you can see, I don't think the front wheel is round anymore. At least definitely the metal inserts of the tire, they're not doing their job anymore. So although the front one still has a lot of tread, it might be time to change it just because of the use. I mean, still 30,000 kilometers to get out of a tire, that's quite decent considering they're not that expensive, but they're still holding on. At least the rear one is squiggly, but it still has a little bit of grip. If you ride it on the edge and drift it a little bit, it still has decent amounts of grip. And we're gonna try out that grip as soon as we get into the switchbacks. There's gonna be some very, very beautiful roads and very, very beautiful scenery. Ducks, little ducks. Now we're getting back into rural Romania. We're gonna see a lot of horse-drawn carriages, a lot of farm animals on the side of the road. This is kind of what you get when you go into rural Romania. Pretty much get a little bit of everything. You just have to be mindful of the drivers. They're not actually quite that used to motorcycles. Come on, little Donnie. There's a lot of climbing awaiting for you. A lot of climbing, but I'm pretty sure he can manage it. I'm still rocking the same CVT belt I had when I went to Milano. We've covered 9,000 kilometers since I left for Milano. 4,000 kilometers was the trip. So since November and up until now, I've covered with Lil Donnie about 5,000 kilometers. So there's 9,000 kilometers on this belt, and I'm leaving for a 1,000-kilometer trip up two of Romania's highest roads. Stupidity and confidence, but as the saying goes, favor fortunes the bold, and God loves an idiot. Check out how beautiful the mountains look up ahead. This is the entrance to the Center Carpathians, right up ahead. They're the tallest of the Carpathians in Romania. And the sign everybody wants to see, Transfagarasan open. Yeah boy, we're doing the entire road. The only problem is, ever since Top Gear came here, the Transfagarasan has had a bit of a renaissance, or has gone into popular culture, because it's chock full of people. And I mean chock full of people. Weekend after weekend, it's absolutely full to the brim with cars and people. It used to be a bit of a wild road. Nobody had any reason to take this road. Now it's kind of like it's fashionable. What are we doing this weekend? We're going on the Transfagarasan up to Bula Lake. So yeah, ever since the show, when Top Gear came here to drive the road, it's kind of ruined it a little bit. I mean, it's made it, it has given it international fame, but it also kind of ruined it a little bit. Transalpina, on the other hand, is quite a bit more, how should I say, wild. It's a little bit more wild and a little bit less transited by a lot of tourists. But looking at the mountains, we are going to go up there. That's the thing with the Transfagarasan. It just goes up the side of the mountain and down the other side. No valleys, no nothing. We are gonna ride a bit on the side of Bula Lake, or actually no, on the side of Vidraru Lake, right after the dam. So we're gonna climb a little bit, reach the dam, ride over the dam, and then ride on the side of the lake. And then the climb up into the mountain starts, and just about as you're about to reach the peak, there's a big ass tunnel. There are also gonna be a lot of little tunnels on the way. It's quite an impressive and beautiful road. It's gonna be interesting to see the temperature differences as we start actually climbing up in the mountain. We're currently at 30 degrees Celsius, and I think here we're at about 600 or 700 meters altitude, and we're gonna go up to 2100 in the next 60 kilometers, something like that. It's interesting to see the temperature difference. So here it's 30. What will it be up on the top? I'm guesstimating about 15, maybe something like that. Usually you can find snow up there. In the shaded parts you can actually find snow even in August. I came here once and I found snow in August. It's going to be a beautiful road, and this is just the beginning as it starts winding itself up the side of the mountain. I've shown you beautiful sceneries on mountain roads in Turkey and Armenia and Georgia. Well, it's high time we saw a bit of Romania high altitude, because we also have very, very beautiful high altitude roads. Not as many as Turkey, because the country itself isn't that high up, but just look at this. And the tarmac ain't actually all that bad. After Vidraru Dam, it should be kind of shitty. It actually should be kind of shitty tarmac. But for the moment, it's okay. And on the downhill, after we summit the road and then start going down, again, it should be very good asphalt. Check out the road here, peeps. Check it out through the gorge. And I think George wants to go for the overtake. Fortunately, it's a queue of cars. Okay, what's going on here? Bear? Bear! Little bear! Now, the thing is, there are a lot of bears on this road. Now, cars will stop and look at the bears, but I don't want to look at a bear too close. Because, honestly, I may be a big guy, but the bears are just a little bit bigger. Let's get a move on, peeps. Let's get a move on. This is such a beautiful stretch of road. And another dude on a scooter. And this is where the road gets absolutely stupendously gorgeous. Because it's tight, it's in the forest, it's technical, it's flowing, but it is pretty technical. Like here, right, left, into another right, and into another left, and double left. If only the asphalt was a bit better. There are areas where it's good, but like here, there are areas where it's bad. And I don't know what's going on here. Probably another bear. Oh yeah. Yep, car stopping for bears. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I just want to enjoy the road. I really do not want to be eaten by a bear. That's the thing with motorists. They do not understand that we exist on the road, and we don't have doors or windows to keep us safe from bears. And now the proper hill climb starts. Again, why is everybody here stopped? See, this is what the Top Gear did for the Transfagarasan. Full of absolute traffic. This was such a beautiful road. And yeah, now it's this. Half of it is a parking lot. Still doesn't take anything away from the scenery, but this is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, this ain't a parking lot, this is just a road. Okay. People stopped in the middle of the road, in the middle of the Transfagarasan. This is a national road. This isn't some kind of parking lot or touristic road. This is actually still classified as a national road and a military road. And yet people do this kind of stuff. But it's full of viaducts, full of places like this where the road has been cut into the rock. This was built in the 70s by the military, and it was supposed to be like a backup road in case we ever went to war or somebody tried to invade the country. And it was never used for military purposes, but it was built by the Army Engineer Corps, and they built it well. The problem is in the tunnels, the road is very broken and I can't see shit. You have to wait for your eyes to adjust and you can't see bloody anything. Probably the camera is adjusting just a little bit faster than my eyes are. Oh, back outside. Yeah, it's kind of crappy when it's sunny. Actually, you know what? I am a bit of an idiot. Let my sun visor down so my eyes adjust to it, and as soon as we enter a tunnel, I open my sun visor. So maybe I'll have a chance to see something. But as it sits, I'm enjoying the road. Hopefully no more bears. Okay, I saw 2 bears. That's enough. That's enough for me. I really do not want to get eaten by a bear. People again driving very bloody slowly. And ladies and gentlemen, we have reached one of the first proper attractions on the road, which was also built in the communist era. Ladies and gentlemen, Vidraru Dam. Well, unfortunately, because of all the people that are there, Vidraru is a little bit too crowded to do just about anything. Yeah, we're making haste for a little bit of a more quieter place. We're gonna try to find a place that's a little bit more quiet, where we can actually relax a little bit. This road that goes around Vidraru Lake is actually a pretty nice road. It's not as broken as I remembered it. Probably they fixed a few parts of it. The problem is when I have a car like this in front of me, when I stick the scooter into a corner, I can't see On a road like this that's a little bit bumpy and a little bit broken, I can't see if I'm going towards a pothole or not, so it's very difficult for me to choose my line. Like here, there's a pothole. Should we go for the overtake? Yes, we should. Hard on the brakes, dip it in, get on the gas, feather the throttle, and we're up the other side. One more to go. Oh shit balls. The bloody hell. Again, people stopping at bears. Oh, sheesh. Oh, missed my line. We got my colleague Alex on the ADX right behind me. Luckily, he's a few kilograms lighter than me, so we probably have the same speed going up. See ya, wouldn't wanna be ya. Now the road gets pretty. Whoa. Again, a BMW. I'm not having good luck with BMW drivers. They're kind of slow. Oh yeah, check out this beautiful piece of road, this beautiful stretch of road. Or actually check out the ass of this X6, because that's all we're seeing. Now the road has gotten quite pretty. I did have to stop to change my GoPro battery. The caveats of motorcycle vlogging, GoPro batteries. And now I have to get past cars again. My colleagues are somewhere up ahead. And luckily cars are really slow. And we haven't started the proper climb just yet. And some corners you can actually see the inside of the bend. Oh yeah, open bit of road. Come on, Donnie. The lake to the left, the hillside, the mountain to the right. Full tank of gas, and we're pushing for the summit. And also to catch up to my colleagues, because in true Top Gear fashion I stopped to change my GoPro battery and they just said see ya and basically left me behind. Now advantage is I can probably catch them up because I have the highest torque to weight ratio, so Little Donnie should be the fastest one up the hill. Plus I also know we have history together, so I really know how far to push him in these corners. My colleagues are just getting to know their machines, so we should be catching up. But yeah, like I was saying, if you want to come and see the Transfagarasan and you're on holiday, I do recommend coming during the week, on a weekday, not on a weekend. If you can avoid the weekend, then by all means. I would say the first 3 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, those are the best days when it's the most empty, if that's even a word. Less crowded, less congested. That's when you should come and see this road, because if you enjoy switchbacks and a very tight flowing road, this is absolutely tremendous, and it's very enjoyable on a scooter because you do not have to change any gears. You can just concentrate on the corners, on your corner speed, on your entry, on your exit. Really nice. Chuck it in. Oh yeah, and be mindful of people stopping for bears. I don't know. I've also seen some motorcyclists stopping right next to a bear to take pictures. I'm sorry, but That's a little bit idiotic. What a beautiful flowing road, and then we should start climbing up. As soon as the lake is over, we should start making our way to the summit. It's a pretty intense climb, so it's nothing to sneeze at, and the altitude really starts choking engines, especially scooter and motorcycle engines that are naturally aspirated, especially if you only have 12 horsepower. And I think I'm catching up to a bunch of motorcyclists. Yeah, they passed me while I was changing my GoPro battery. If I remember correctly, there were some pretty big bikes like Harley, Road Glide, and some other big machines, big powerful machines. Well, they're about to get passed by a 12 horsepower scooter going uphill. Just a little bit mindful of the damp shaded corners, because like I've said, my rear tire is pretty much bald, but if it's nice and dry, then I'm basically on slicks. Trying to get the Valentino Rossi in me to the surface so I can go in for the overtakes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's tremendously beautiful up here. Problem is with these bikes, if we get an open stretch of road, they're gonna accelerate like they're currently doing, and I'm not gonna be able to pass. Incredibly, bunch of much more powerful bikes are holding me up. Let's see, can we go in for the overtake? Like I've said, I got my colleagues to catch up to. Polish bikers, Polish bikers. It's really rough on the straight parts because I cannot get a leap ahead. Up, up. Let's give him the room he needs. We don't want to cumbersome. We don't want to be cumbersome to anyone. But I really like to push little Donnie on these mountain hills, and I don't know if that's an electric glide or road glide. If you don't know how to master that thing, I'm coming straight for your big ass V-twin. And that's how you do that. Big ass road glide overtaken by a 12 horsepower scooter. And watch them as they cannot keep up as I flick it from right to left, again to right, because on roads like this, if you have like a 500 kilogram road glide, you're not doing what I'm doing with this little thing. You're definitely not doing what I'm doing. What's this up ahead? The Gold Wing? Yep, it's a Gold Wing. Can we pass the Gold Wing? Yep, we could, and we made the overtake stick. Oh, come on. Come on. Thank you, sir. Give them a nice little wave and show them how it's done. Actually, they are probably on holiday, so they're sightseeing. I've been here before, and I want to enjoy the corners. But I have to say, my heart grows a little bit when I see little Donnie overtaking bikes that have 10 times the horsepower. It really does make me feel quite a little bit happy for little Donnie, because he's able to accomplish so many things. And the fact that I get to show them all to you here on the channel. And let's go in for the overtake. 1 down, 2 down. Back on our side, hit on the brakes, chuck it in. Mind the gravel on the side. Let's see if the Polish bikers can keep up with your big BMWs and your Goldwings and your road glides. Can you keep up with a little city scooter that's rocking up the Transfagarasan highway? We're good for fuel. Tires are probably nice and warm. Try to keep up, boys, if you can. If you bloody well can. Hard on the brakes. I'm gonna have to check my brake pads, but if we're using so much brakes going uphill, going downhill, I'm probably gonna use up the last of my brake pads. And I didn't change them yet because I'm like a couple of hundred. Oh, really? A bear again? Oh boy. Yeah, people stopping for bears again. No. I'm not gonna do bears. I'm not stopping. I'm going as fast as I possibly can when I see a bear. Those bears mean business. They're used to people throwing food on the side of the road. So that's why they come here to this road. They're used to it. They know it. They know they're gonna get fed. The fact of the matter is, it's still a wild animal. And there have been cases of people stopping like idiots to feed bears and even getting out of their cars and then getting attacked by the bear. There haven't been any fatalities yet, but underline yet. It's bound to happen. When people are all this stupid and they see a wild animal, a wild half-a-ton carnivore animal, it's bound to happen. If you get out of the car and try to pet the bear is gonna pet you with his tongue and his teeth. You're basically becoming lunch. And yet, considering it's been all over the news for the past couple of years, every summer, people getting attacked by a bear here, and I don't mean like people going about their things getting attacked by a bear. No, people seeing a bear on the side of the road and getting out of their cars attacked by a bear. And yet people still do it. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, bear attacks here, and yet people still stop their cars and get out of the car and go to the bear like, hey, kuchi, little bear. Yeah, little bear is actually big bear, and big bear is hungry, and you look very juicy. Let's get in another overtake. Can we stick a couple of more? I don't know. I got a big right-hander. Ow. Bumps. Poor little Donnie. Come on, we can stick the overtake in. The guy waved us through. I don't think... Here is what I would have liked. Just a little bit more oomph from the little 169cc. We could have made a second pass, but not enough torque. And look who I caught up to as we start getting closer and closer into the climb. Oh yeah. Picked up my colleagues, hit the brakes. A little bit of squeaking from the brakes. Those might be brake pads which are no more. No, they're not squeaking anymore. Okay, so we're good. You know, my colleagues, they're not quite as fast as me, but they are hauling ass. They could have also overtaken those that group of big bikes going at these speeds. But there's two of them. Where's the third one? Where's Mr. George? I think he's even further up ahead. But yeah, we're gonna stick together. We're gonna enjoy this ride, and we'll see how well these little machines do the proper climb. Because right now we're just about to get to the end of the road that snakes around the lake, and then we're gonna start going up there, really up there. Because although the Transfagarasan is about, I don't know, 100 and a bit kilometers long, something like that, climbing, going up and going down is like a total of 50 kilometers. So you have like 25 kilometers to go up and go down, and you do get quite a bit of elevation. It's a shame this road is a little bit bumpy here, but maybe that makes the cars drive slower, and then we can overtake. Do some overtaking, boys. I love this part of the country. Actually, I love a lot of parts of Romania. A lot of them are very rustic and beautiful as this. Slowly but surely the climb begins to the summit. We still got 10 kilometers left to go to summit. We stop for a bit of lunch. This is where the little 12 horsepower engines will struggle as we go up the hill and up the side of the mountain. It would be nice if it were a little bit less potholy, but it is what it is. Now, unlike last year when I was in Turkey, I'm no longer rocking 18-gram roller weights. I'm back on the stock roller weights. So Donnie is in his stock configuration and should be climbing decently. But what I'm seeing is the legit 125 is either lighter than me or something, because he's pulling away. Even though I'm really not going slowly in the corners. Although all the scooters in the lineup are pretty much brand new, mine is the only oldie, shall we say. Because he has, I don't know how much now? 36,500 kilometers. That's a lot for the old boy. Absolutely gorgeous. And the road, where does the road go? The road goes up there. Yep. The road goes up there. We are slowly gonna climb up there. Slowly but surely. If only I could get past this little focus. And we made it stick as always in the corners. Little Donnie is picking up speed, and we gotta make do with what we have to work with. Up the hill we go, use all the road to maintain as much momentum through the corners as humanly possible. That's the way to get up here rather quickly with a little scooter like this, very early on the power, because there's very little power to get on early. But would you just look at the beautiful view? And I think there's some kind of stream right here. Oh yeah, there's a small waterfall. That's why everybody stopped, because there's a waterfall. Of course everybody stopped. Yeah, that's the problem here. Look, we just came from down there. Of course. Stuck in traffic at 2,000 meters of altitude. Unfreaking believable. Stuck in traffic on the top of a mountain. Everybody just parking wherever they wish to park. Now, I am looking a bit at the sky, and those are some pretty ominous clouds, but I don't know if we're gonna get some rain on. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky, and once again, as I usually do, we'll thread the needle between the clouds. But We'll see what happens when we go out on the other side of the tunnel, because we're gonna climb up, and it's quite possible that on the other side of the tunnel it's gonna be chucking it down with rain. Isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? We came from down there. Can you imagine how hard it would have been to build a road here? They built it. One more thing about the Transfagarasan, it was built by hand with shovels and dynamite and very little equipment, because when this was just basically the side of a mountain, it was nigh on impossible to get equipment here. Plus, I think the tunnel was also dug by hand. And it's a pretty long tunnel. We're getting close to it, another 4 kilometers and we're at the tunnel. But it's breathtaking on this side how you just ride up the road, spaghettis up the side of the mountain, and it will open up on the other side to a tremendously beautiful valley. And what I was saying about temperature, it's currently 18-19 degrees and it's dropping. Temperature is dropping. It's actually quite a little bit chilly, and there you can see the road spaghettiing up the mountain. Ah, it's such a beautiful place. And I think this is the entrance to the tunnel, and this is where we're gonna make up a lot of time. We're not queuing up for this 2 kilometers to Bula Lake. Definitely not queuing up to this. Come on, we're gonna make our way nice and easily and slowly. This is basically 2 kilometers away from the summit, and absolutely everybody stops at the summit. And this is what happens, because there's not enough parking for absolutely everybody. Everybody that does this road stops at the summit, and it's too much. Like I've said, in the weekend it's just too much. Over there is the entrance to the tunnel, and we are gonna quickly make our way to the other side. I'm sorry for cars, but make a bit of room. We can all fit. We're not gonna sit in traffic for they're probably gonna queue here for about an hour to get to the summit, where basically they're gonna take 2 pictures and then leave. Problem is, many of these people are not the first time here. Hell, in the past 10 years it's been traffic here for so long that probably the entire country of Romania has been here at least once. So everybody's just coming here, like I've said, because it's fashionable to go on the highway. And this is the bloody tunnel. I don't know, it's like half a kilometer long or a kilometer long, something like that. We can see the light at the other side. We're gonna quickly make our way between cars. You can actually walk the tunnel, but sorry you don't have smell-o-vision, peeps, because bloody hell, the exhaust fumes in here are, well, let's just say they're interesting. Might bring a bit of a headache. 700 meters left of tunnel. We're gonna have to jump it. Every time we don't have any cars, we're gonna have to jump it, because there are exhaust fumes. There are proper exhaust fumes. This isn't good for motorcycle people. Oh no. Oh no. This isn't good at all for motorcycle people. But I'm sorry, this is too much exhaust fumes for my liking. And I think we have a... Yes, are we gonna go out in the fog? Yes, we are. We're gonna go out in the fog. Oh, bloody hell, it's chilly. Temperature down to 12 degrees. It's chilly. And we are out on the other side of the mountain. Bloody hell. Where are we supposed to stop? Oh my god, this is just too much. I think we're gonna snap a couple of pics and then be on our way, because this is just too much. Nope, this is just too much. We're not gonna stop here, we're gonna go down the hill. This is literally way too much. Let's find a place where we can stop. But over yonder is a stupendously beautiful valley that you cannot see. Absolutely tremendously beautiful. Unfortunately, yeah, it's foggy. Usually when it's sunny on one side, it's foggy on the other side. Well, we stopped for a bit and it's starting to clear up, so you guys can see maybe just a little bit of the road. And this is how beautiful it is. Down the hill, nice and easy. I gotta be a little bit careful so I don't overheat my brakes, because I don't have a lot of brake pad left. If they hold out until I get back home, definitely when I get back home I need to do a brake pad change. Just look at that asphalt spaghetti. Absolutely beautiful. Also a lot of bikes here. A lot of bikes. Well, but what has changed is the road has gotten bumpy on this side as well. It used to be really good on this side, but now it's kind of bumpy. It is what it is. Still gonna enjoy it. You know I'm still gonna enjoy it. Down the mountain we go. It's chilly 12 degrees. Hope you guys are enjoying the scenery, because I'm certainly enjoying the ride. It's hard to think of words to say when you have scenery so beautiful, except be mesmerized by it and be amazed at what Mother Nature, in combination with a couple of Army Corps engineers and some workers, were able to achieve with the most basic of tools in the 70s. And now we get to enjoy their work. Well done, boys, well done. You've built yourself a cracking road. So many good corners. It's so fun to how the corners tie one into another. Except I would like for the local authorities, local modern contemporary authorities, to maybe put a bit of asphalt, some fresh asphalt, and that's where we came from, because it's hard to maintain speed and everything when the road is so bumpy, and Donnie is pretty heavily loaded, constantly getting on the bumps, weaving around. It's still enjoyable, but could be even more enjoyable if the tarmac was just a little bit smoother, like here. Yep, could have been a little bit more enjoyable than it currently is. And we're dropping again into the forest. And we're gonna come out the other side into Transylvania. And then we're gonna head to our overnight stop, because it's getting late in the day, and as usual, when you're having too much fun, the day starts to get away from you. It's currently 3:30, and we still have another 100 and a bit kilometers, and we still want to do a barbecue, we want to drink some beers. It feels like we've been riding all day. Man, would you just look at how beautiful it looks down into the valley below. A big bike has passed me. It happens. Some people do actually know how to ride this road, But dude, just look at how beautiful it is. And the sun is starting to come out from the clouds, warming us a little bit because it was starting to get just that little bit extra chilly. Look at how beautiful the road is carved into the rock face. How the hell, when they came up here and there was no road, who the hell came up with the idea, yeah, we can make a road here? Just all of the digging, all of the cutting, rock cutting to make way for the road. The mountain was reshaped to fit the road. Civil engineers, or actually army engineers, because it was made by army engineers. This was supposed to be just a military road. It was never supposed to be, as far as I know, it was never supposed to be open to the public. But I guess they decided to open it, and I'm really thankful they did. This is absolutely gorgeous. And up there you can see Bula waterfall. You can actually hike up there. This is another hot spot where people leave their cars and everything, and they go to the waterfall. They can hike to the waterfall. It's a pretty short hike, it's nothing spectacular, but the waterfall itself is very spectacular. But that kind of marks getting close to the end of the Transfagarasan highway, because from here on out it's gonna be a little bit of a forest road and then into the valley down below. We've kind of dropped all of the altitude that we're gonna drop. Still a little bit left to drop, but it's pretty much almost done and dusted. Now the road is becoming nice and windy until it's gonna get back in a straight line. But I still mapped out another bit of beautiful road for the last couple of kilometers to the accommodations where we're gonna sleep tonight. It's a road I did drive on it a couple of years back, and now I want to ride on it because I've never ridden on it. I just drove on it. That's also gonna be a tight and technical stretch of road, but it should be a lot less traffic than here. Hell, anything is less traffic than here. Maybe inside the city, but when it comes to mountain roads or something like that, this is in the weekends, this is almost hopeless. It almost ruins the beauty and the fun. Luckily you do get stretches where they're a little bit more empty. You synchronize yourself with a gap in the traffic and you can actually enjoy the road and enjoy the scenery, not being in a queue of cars. But yeah, like I've said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If you want to visit this place, come on a Monday or Tuesday or a Wednesday. Starting Thursday, it already starts getting bad. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you just saw what it is. It's absolutely horrible. And that's it. The mountain is well and truly behind us. We're back in the plains. We're gonna go get some food, fill up, and we're gonna start the last stretch of road, which is also gonna be pretty interesting. And I'm gonna cut straight to that because this is pretty boring plains. I don't think anyone wants to see that, no? Yeah, this is pretty boring. That's what I thought. So we will cut to the more interesting bit of road. You know, I couldn't keep it on the main road. Let's explore this little side road because I know for a fact that it's stupendously pretty. Even though it's gonna be a lot slower than the main road, it's gonna be totally worth it. The extra hour for 80 kilometers. We're basically, instead of driving around that mountain up ahead, we're gonna drive right through it, or actually ride right through it. Well, told you guys I had a bit of a doozy of a road. This forest road that I did try out a couple of years ago by car, and now is the first time I'm trying it on two wheels, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There's a river to the left, there's a bit of mountain to the right. The road is nice and tight. You just have to be wary of the cars. But we're about 15 kilometers away from our accommodations, and we just have to enjoy the last 15 kilometers of awesome road for the day. So feast your eyes on this, enjoy it, because the next part is gonna start tomorrow. where we have to cross the Transalpina, so we have to cross the Center Carpathians back. We crossed them up north from south to north. Now we have to cross them tomorrow from north to south. Yeah, some interesting roads here in Romania. In case you were ever wondering, get off the beaten track, get off the main roads, and you will find stuff like this, which is kind of a holy grail. They are considerably less full of traffic than the main roads, and they are so beautifully windy through the mountainside, the countryside. Bad part is, if you do come across a car, it's kind of difficult to overtake, because there are very few straight bits that you can actually see and actually stick an overtake. And it's climbing a little bit. It's gonna be an awesome road. We're gonna go on top of a little hill, actually a bit bigger hill, if I remember correctly. The road climbs, and then it goes on just the top of a set of hills, and you just follow the contour of the landscape, which is it's quite nice, to be honest. It's quite nice. Into the sun we turn. Let's see, what can we see? Not much of a view. I thought maybe we were gonna have a bit of a view. And once again, people saying you can't do much with a little city scooter. Well, here's 4 of us climbing the mountains of Romania on small little 125cc city scooters. Well, isn't this something else? This is the main road through the village. Extremely twisty, up and down, very big gradients, and the village center. That's about it in terms of village center. Oh, we're almost at the hotel where we're staying, and I can almost taste the beer and the barbecue. Honestly, for how narrow and tight this road is, I think we've brought the right machines for this kind of road. They're very easy to chuck about on such a tight little winding road and through such a tight little winding village. Ooh, cows. Good thing you don't have smell-o-vision. That's some strong manure, my friends. That's some strong manure. And now we have an open bit of road. Come on, Donnie. One more squirt for today. Let's get it in. Hard on the brakes, chuck it into the bend. Hello. Whoop. You see, that's what's easy with a scooter. Cut the bend too sharply, whoop, immediately you can widen it. That's what you can do with like a big motorcycle, or maybe you can do, but with a lot of experience. But for someone who's maybe not all that experienced, this is a lot easier to chuck around on the bends. And what a beautiful bit of road. Man, oh man, I'm really working these Michelins. It's not like they've had an easy life, but I'm really putting them through their paces again and again and again. And yet they still find grip. They still find grip somehow. Upsy daisy. And I think my colleagues have fallen behind. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. What was that supposed to be, a wedding? And now we're going down into, whoa, gravel on the road. Gravel, mindful of gravel sometimes. You know, I always like these roads in the forest. It's cooler. As soon as you enter the forest, it's cooler, it smells differently. You can smell all the nature and the trees and everything. There's just something about riding through a forest, or at least a little bit of a forest. Oh, look how pretty it is. Just look at how pretty it is. It's a constant stream of wonderful vista points. As you brake hard for a corner and chuck it into the bend. You admire the scenery up ahead. The scenery you could have flown into had your brakes failed. Hopefully the brakes do not fail. Sceneries should be admired from a distance and not fall headfirst into them. But I think the fun for today in terms of riding is over, and another kind of fun will begin, because we have half a kilometer left, and then we can put the old boy to rest for the day. He's done good. About 400 and something kilometers, let me check. 420 kilometers today, and has another 420 tomorrow. Yep, and this is where we're supposed to be staying, in the little village called Gina. And let's see, where is our accommodation? Should be a nice little villa, House of Iancu. Should be right here to my right. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And here should... Oh, okay. This is where it should be. Alright, let's get ourselves checked in.